masa karshen sa ba ya kyau da gani. Gwamnan ma'adu'ar da muke ke kara dan gadan bazumi. Kaka lahiya Fintiri kowar rugo ga Allah mahasada ba su iya cin mai.
In one fell swoop, within just 1 year of the emergence of Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri as the executive governor of Adamawa State, Adamawa State is experiencing an all-round multi-sectoral development. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, who swooped into office under the umbrella of the fresh air mantra, brushing aside the unpopular incumbent APC government led by the then governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri after just 1 term in office. His prowess as one-time acting governor had earned him the nickname ATM Governor, and with that came a massive goodwill among residents of Adamawa State, culminating in a resounding and overwhelming victory at the polls against the might and the power of incumbency. Trusted by the people, endorsed by the masses at the grassroots, to champion the hope of the birth of a new Adamawa, and to rewrite the story of the rising of a greater Adamawa to realize its true potential after decades of retardation and underdevelopment. Gliding on the wings of his fresh air mantra, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri promised Adamawa the breath of fresh air, and he also promised to drive developments from the grassroots upward.
As I'm talking to you today, I'm proud to say that Adamawa is witnessing no longer just the 11-point agenda in the written form, but it is being implemented all over. The road network in Numan that flagged off, the Jada axis that flagged off, and of course the super flyover and interchange. You know, a lot of people were arguing, what is the essence of it? And I asked them, what is the essence of preparing for the future?
With a little over 1 year in office, the Make Adamawa Great Again dream is coming to life. The wind of fresh air is blowing live into hundreds of Adamawa abandoned projects scattered across the 21 local governments of the state. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Social Mobilization, Victor Dogo, explains the huge developmental impact Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri is already implementing, putting Adamawa first and making Adamawa great again.
It is still the same flyover. Just imagine what happened within 24 hours when that place was condoned. Everybody was almost confused. Now, had it been we have not started preparing such a flyover within this particular time, is it when a chaotic situation will occur in Adamawa State and the road network will be totally locked up from that point? These were the basic things that Ahmadu Fintiri considered very dangerous for Adamawa State. He felt it was right, it was due for us to have a flyover, not just because of the security situation, not just because of the fact that it's an aesthetic that will beef up the state, but because of the fact that we are due for the next large number of population coming into Adamawa State. I'm not so keen on trying to say we're taking the glory of the Northeast, but let's be very sincere. Unfortunately, some of the things happening upwards towards Borno is causing a shift of investment. It's causing a shift of a lot of multinationals that would have loved to continue with their sub-offices in Borno, and most of these places are looking for areas that they can now invest in, and Adamawa is coming up with that platform. Adamawa is coming up with that new facelift that the future requires in the Northeast. There must be a pulling point, and that is what Ahmadu Fintiri is all about, creating the Adamawa. Don't see things out there as the best. Why not create it in your state? Don't be attracted into saying that tourism is in other places. Why not create tourism in your state? Don't just want to go out for leisure even out there. Have leisure in your state. So it's the basic concepts that brings about development is more or less like a twine. Because when these things begin to happen, the state begins to attract investors, and the investors begin to employ the unemployed. You don't expect government to employ everybody. But when the state is developed to the point and it meets the vision, the Ahmadu Fintiri vision for Adamawa State, you discover that employment will come not just from the government, but the people that will be attracted to Adamawa State. I must be very sincere. It is no longer just the written agenda. It is now practical. Adamawa is experiencing the new facelift. Adamawa is entering the future. We are tired of people saying it will come, it will come. Let us be part of the making. And I believe that Ahmadu Fintiri has started what a lot of people will come to enjoy.
Explaining the concept behind the futuristic flyover and underpass in the state, and the first of its kind in the Northeast, Victor Dogo said, every good and people-oriented government dreams big and plans for the future of its citizens.
You see, I must be very sincere with you. When you hear people talk about those from Kano said we are Kanawas, and you hear someone from Lagos say I'm a Lagosian, he's proud of his state. Now what about Adamawa State? You see, that is the kind of a lifestyle, the communal lifestyle that has grown as a result of the relationship between the people and the states. And that is exactly what we want to create. Adamawa State is coming to the point whereby the people would identify with Adamawa on the basic fact that they have what it takes. But when you don't have what it takes, you discover that it's like a man who is pointing at his house with his left finger. But when you know there is something in Adamawa State, you say, come to Adamawa. And we're calling on everyone, come to Adamawa. It's not the Adamawa you used to know. Adamawa is changing. Adamawa is evolving. And it is not going to be as usual. If you have a place, make sure you stay. And if you don't have a place, you better find a place in Adamawa State. Where the future. Adamawa is the future with Fintiri. And I'm telling you that.
The Fintiri-led government is trailblazing in every facet of development in the region. Victor Dogo explains the developmental mindset of the Adamawa State governor.
You see, with the coming of the changing faces of Adamawa, definitely there will be influx of investors. And these investors will definitely want to have a point where they will meet with the state to have people they can employ. You cannot employ people that are not employable. And that was one of the basic reasons why Ahmadu Fintiri kicked off the Ministry of Entrepreneurship. And that ministry is saddled with every responsibility of making sure that the youths become employable. And the skills acquisition program, which of course has just kicked off. We were talking about it. People were saying, oh, we were just making audio noises all over the place. But of recent, you discovered that even the website for the entrepreneurship ministry is up. And the youths themselves go there to register. It's not as though as there's no need to be that people will select someone. No, you register, and according to the registration, you qualify. You don't need to know anyone. All you have to do is just key into what is available. Make sure you are there. Make sure you meet up to every requirement, basic, and you have the opportunity. I keep telling people, government is more informed about the importance of the youths being employed, and that is the basic for the entrepreneurship commission. And that is the basic, the major reason why Sir Ahmadu Fintiri insisted that it is not as though because someone has done skill acquisition before, then you now throw it away. No, it's about our children. And that is why the executive governor of Adamawa State, Sir Ahmadu Fintiri, has decided that the youth must be prepared for the influx that is coming into Adamawa State. So you see, it's a chain reaction. The facelift of the flyover, the investors that would definitely want to come in, the various people that have been flying out as a result that they are so bored about being in a state that is so backward in terms of the way you look at it. Now that means a lot of people would like to stay back home. And a lot of people would like to come back home. And I'm assuring you that the place we're going requires the people being prepared. And the skill acquisition that is going on presently is going to be ongoing. The first batch has already kicked off, and the next batch is going to follow suit. And the various fields will now be explored. I'm assuring people that Adamawa is no longer as it used to be. Not under the watch of Ahmadu Fintiri. Everything has to work. Everything has to work. And I'm assuring people that for the first time, the vision we've had, the dreams we've had, we're no longer living in the atmosphere of dreaming. It's the reality now. It's happening. Adamawa is changing.
Adamawa State is gradually wearing a new look with multiple people-oriented projects springing up in education, infrastructure, health, women and youth empowerment, among several other life-changing and touching developmental impacts projects in the state.
I must add by saying this: the continuity of Adamawa's progress cannot be separated from the man, because he's a man that has the vision that tomorrow must not end with what he has done today. Tomorrow will have a new face, and let's start off with today's face. By tomorrow, you see, we're getting to a point whereby development is skyrocketing. We don't have to live in the yesterday. Changes with speed. But remember one thing, the man Ahmadu Fintiri is the man that has the vision for tomorrow, not just today. And he believes that the people, he's a grassroots man, must be carried along. I keep saying, projects as they differ, so are the faces of people. And it's all about carrying the people with different projects according to the needs of the people at different stages, based on the expectations that we have of that project.
Ashe kenan ya san da kowa, kwarai kuwa ya san masu mai fara araba ka zuci bakar halitta. Gyara zaman ka kan gwamna, Allah gatan ka ko yaushe. Gyara zama gwamnan mu Adamawa ta. Kwantar da hankalin ka maza, muna arado a nazari a gida. Kowa ya ja da Fintiri ce masa karshen sa ba ya kyau da gani. Gwamnan ma'adu'ar da muke ke kara dan kadan bazime. Taka lahiya Fintiri, kowar ruko ga Allah mahasada ba su iya cin mai. Tunda kwana addu'a kake a gida ma haka ya ake.
The man Fintiri, it's all about the future. And if you're part of the future, you start now. Like I keep telling people, don't believe that the future is tomorrow any longer. We are already in the future. And Fintiri is a replica of someone that believes that the future starts now. So join us. Join us. Project Adamawa first. Love Adamawa like yourself. These are the words. He told me one thing. He said, listen, it's not all about you. It's all about us. Adamawa is ours. Let's join hands together.
Kyau da gani, gwamnan ma'adu'ar da muke ke kara dan kadan bazime. Taka lahiya Fintiri, kowar ruko ga Allah mahasada ba su iya cin mai. Tunda kwana addu'a kake a gida ma haka ake. Tunda Allah yayi lamani babu mai gane lagon maza. Da fari Allah gwani, na kira ka min lamani. Waƙar da zan wa gwani. Nan Adamawa kake batu wanda ke kwana da shirinsa Thailand yake. Ka kasan da Fintiri da Allah ƙarar gawa ɗan Umar. Duk wanda ya san ka jihar mu ya more. Ana maganar ɗa'ar ka kyauta da san jama'a gefen gado ka gudu. In gwamnati taimakon jama'a ta kai ita ka taimaka. Kamar yaya gwamnati ya taimaka. Duk wanda ya girgiri inda zai dau mutane aiki a gari. Ya taimaki gwamnati zahiri. Fintiri inda irin ku cikin jiha. Masu samarwa jama'ar ma'aiki ba a taɓa yada irin kawa. In ilahu ya yi maka arziki dole ne sai ka rike haƙuri. Tun da kun Allah kai dogaro. Kai zama da munafukai ko zama da magulmata. Hasada ba ta sawa kai kasa mai kuɗi mun faɗa. Dan ba wa kare to. Bai hana shi ya ma haushi idan ka wuce. Dan ba wa kare to. Bai hana shi ya ma haushi idan ka wuce. Kwantar da hankalin ka maza. Kwantar da hankalin ka maza. Muna arado a nazari a gida. Kowa ya ja da Fintiri ce masa karshen sa ba ya kyau da gani.